Hey guys, my name's Kai and thanks for joining us for the second series of the E4S video series on student job hunting. Now, last year we began our first video series giving you guys an in-depth look at some of the core principles of the student job hunt. Areas such as writing your CV, improving your interview technique and enhancing your employability. First off, we want to thank you guys for your comments and queries. They've been excellent and we've taken the feedback that you've sent us for the second series, where we're going to be taking a more in-depth look at some of the finer points of the student job hunt. Today, we're going to be looking at social media, how it's becoming an essential part of the job hunting process, how you can use it to your advantage, as well as what recruiters are doing to adopt its use. So, without further ado, engines engaged, FTL drives are spooling, let's get on with this. Now, there are dozens of social media sites out there, but for today we're going to focus on arguably the three most relevant to your job search: Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. If you're thinking of entering other specialist industries including acting, you might want to check out industry forums such as Casting Call Pro. They're definitely worth inquiring about. In the meanwhile, Facebook isn't really known as a professional network site, but the number of recruiters and company profiles present means that it's still highly valid. Some companies post job vacancies as status updates, so keeping an eye out might just put an ideal position in front of you. Twitter occupies a similar space in that it isn't specifically a networking site for professionals, but it's a great way of finding vacancies and information, as well as being able to connect you with recruiters. You might want to try a bit of outreach using the hashtag function, tweeting about roles you're looking for and adding hashtags such as hashtag vacancy or hashtag applying can help recruiters actively searching these tags look for you. However, the most single-minded website has to be LinkedIn, now open to students. Unlike Facebook and Twitter, it is focused on the employment sector and is a great way of networking with recruiters and companies. It might also be considered something of an open goal. While 83% of people looking for work on social media are on Facebook, only 36% look on LinkedIn. This is in stark contrast with the number of recruiters on each website: 65% of recruiters on Facebook compared to 94% on LinkedIn. It is also an easy to search place, total employment background for employers to check, but more on that later. It should be of no surprise that social media is becoming an increasingly popular environment for young people looking for work. In the 2014 Job Seeker survey, social media and job sites like Employment for Students scored almost twice as highly as places to find work over more traditional routes, including careers fairs and classified ads. So, hopefully you're convinced of what social media can do to help students. Let's have a look and see what employers are getting out of the equation. How many of you have considered the idea that employers and recruiters will check your Facebook profile pre and post interview? We mentioned that LinkedIn is a great place for you to host your education and employment background, but as information becomes more freely available, employers and recruiters are taking to social media profiles to glean a little more information about their applicants. As many as 94% of recruiters use social media at some stage of their recruitment efforts, and as many as 78% have hired through a social network. Employers claim that there is now a greater demand for information as competition for vacancies escalates, and what they have gleaned from social media has made significant changes to their evaluation of candidates. The vast majority of recruiters now confess to checking social media profiles, and the content of your page may lead to both positive and negative reassessments. Don't underestimate how much importance your social media presence has. Over 2/3 of UK recruiters have rejected candidates on the content of their pages. Ultimately, there are two options. You can either tailor your social media posts to appeal to recruiters or increase the security settings on your pages. It's relatively straightforward to ensure that only friends or acquaintances can see your discussions or to vary what kind of posts are visible publicly. But a number of employers have been known to ask for passwords to profiles. Now, this is a tricky situation to be in and far more applicable in the US than in the UK, but if you are confronted with this request, you can deflect it by asking them if there was anything they'd like to know about you and stating that you would be very happy to talk about it in person. You can also state Facebook's own privacy policy, section 4.8 for fact fans, that forbids sharing your password. If the recruiter persists, you should consider whether it is a company that you would be comfortable working with, and if so, make a decision that suits your needs. If you want to tailor the posts to be more beneficial towards your job search, you'll probably want to know the kind of things that recruiters don't like to see on profiles. The kind of posts recruiters respond the most negatively towards include references to illegal drugs, sex, and profanity. Poor punctuation, spelling, and grammar also rank higher than references to alcohol. Not surprisingly, promotion of charity and donations score positively, although anyone hoping to impress candidates with their political perspectives will find recruiters highly ambivalent to your observations. It's also quite important to know what kind of information recruiters are looking for on each website, the difference between your LinkedIn account and your Facebook profile. On LinkedIn, recruiters are looking for professional experience, the length of your professional tenure, basically how long, if at all, you've been working in an industry, and specific hard skills. These are all details that should feature in your CV, but a check of your LinkedIn profile should verify any information they find on there. On sites like Facebook and Twitter, recruiters are looking for more personal information. They're looking to discover whether you're a good cultural fit for the company, as well as whether you often comment on the industry in your spare time, as well as any relevant experience but might not feature on an account of your professional background. Thanks for joining us for the first episode of the second series on student job hunting. You can check out the first series where we explore some of the core fundamentals of the student job search. You can do so on this very YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can get in touch by posting a comment below or sending us a message on Twitter at E4S Co-UK, on Facebook at facebook.com/employment for students, or by emailing us at studentsupport@e4s.co.uk. For the latest in student jobs, you can check out our website at www.e4s.co.uk. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the E4S video series on student job hunting. We hope you found this episode useful, and please do feel free to check us out in the future. For now, bye for now.